So today I have the absolute pleasure of introducing Alyson Lex. Alyson, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to be here.
I'm super excited to have you. So today we're going to be speaking about the 6 phrases to help you have more effective marketing,
Yes.
which sounds incredibly interesting because what are they? Oh my goodness.
So, I'm a copywriter and I can't just be like, well, here are my 6 rules because that's boring.
It is.
And so what I've done is I've come up with a list of things to remember and kind of attached a memorable phrase or something to each one of them. So it's a little bit easier just to remember. I'm a big fan of like mnemonic devices to help me remember things. And so if I can figure out how to get it just stuck in your brain a little bit, it'll help when it's time to actually implement. You don't have to pull up anything to look at this boring list of rules. You can just be like, oh, I got a XYZ.
100%. I love that. So why don't you tell us about your first one?
Okay, so my first phrase, and this is so funny, is "be you, boo."
Nice.
And I call my husband Boo all the time. Just it started as a joke, and now I can't stop myself. So, "be you, boo." And what this one really means is, so often I see people edit their copy and their marketing to the point where they remove themselves from it completely.
Yes.
And that really sucks for your clients or your customers because they want to get to know you as a person. People buy from people.
Completely.
And so when you get to be unapologetically yourself, you get to develop relationships with your customers, with your clients, with your patients, whatever you're doing, you get to develop that relationship with them on a deeper level than just that exchange of dollars.
Yes.
And, I want to say, and this is maybe a little bit of an admission, so part of my personality is I am a crazy cat lady.
Nice.
So
Nice.
we're chatting on video right now, and I'm sure you can see behind me, my logo has a cat in it. I've got cat pictures everywhere. I have actually a light switch plate on my Amazon wish list that I haven't gotten for Christmas yet. It's a cat shaped. So that's
Lovely.
my thing.
Might we also see one walking behind you at some point?
No, I have the door closed. I locked out today, but there are 4 cat beds in my office.
Wow. That's a lot of cat beds.
I have 8 cats.
You need 4 cat beds then.
I am a crazy cat lady. However, I really play that up publicly because it's something memorable and kitschy and quirky about me.
Yes.
That yes, I am a crazy cat lady, but I'm not completely 100% obsessed with all things cat in quote unquote real life.
Yes.
So you can play up something quirky or kitschy or memorable about your personality in order to get remembered, but don't fake it.
Yeah, there's that balance, isn't there?
Totally. Like I love cats.
Yes.
But they're not like the only thing that I think about.
Yes. Yes. I get it. I love that.
Being you allows you to connect with people deeper.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that often we really do forget that, don't we? We really do forget that actually people buy from people. And I know that when I write copy or anything like that, not that I'm an incredible copywriter or anything, but I pretty much write the same way as I speak. Yes. That is what I do because I think, well, anything else is just odd for me.
Yes. And if you consider that the written word with social media, texting and emailing, the written word has become more of a standard of communication.
Yes.
So the way that you speak in person and the way that you speak online or in your sales copy should be the same because in today's world, they are the same.
Yeah, absolutely. And I also find as well that if I've watched somebody a lot on video and then I read their sales copy and it very much doesn't sound like them, something just feels off. you almost feel like you lose a little bit of trust there, actually, because you think, this doesn't sound like this person. This feels weird to me. Therefore, I don't have this trust to buy from this person because something just feels disingenuous in this whole process.
It does. And it's funny, when I talk to my clients, one of the questions that I get a lot is, how do you capture my voice? Because they're concerned about that same thing.
Yeah.
And I always say, I don't want anybody to hit on your sales page and think, oh, so-and-so didn't write this. But I watch videos. Yes. I check out their Facebook Lives. I read their social posts on their profile. I totally saw them. And which we'll get to number 2 in a minute.
Okay, good.
But that's how it should match. Absolutely.
Nice. So what is number 2 then? You've intrigued me.
Number 2, I actually just added to the list because somebody said it to me and I thought it was so funny. It was my friend Jenna. And we were talking about understanding your audience. And she said, yeah, you got to get creepy. So get creepy is phrase number 2. And it really is, when you're doing that research on your audience, you got to get a little creepy. You got to get a little stalkery. You got to find them on social media. You have to immerse yourself into their world. Join the groups they're in. Follow the subreddits they follow. Sign up for competitors' email lists is a big thing. Yes. And really subscribe to the magazines that they read. And Amazon, Kindle Unlimited, the books that they love, and do whatever it takes to get that deep into their heads, because you want to have a full understanding of what their lives are like, not just as it relates to you and your product or service.
Yes, I love that. I absolutely love that. And that also plays into the fact that actually your ideal client should be in a relatively narrow niche with that, because otherwise you can't get creepy on every person in the world.
You are speaking my language. So a lot of people are afraid of niching down, and we're from different countries, so we're going to have different ways to say the word niche.
That's fine.
Age-old battle. But niching down does not necessarily mean just demographically. And a lot of people stop there with their niche, or they worry because they don't speak to just one demographic part of the world. I hear a lot like, well, I serve both men and women. Okay, that's fine. But let's look at some of the other things that you serve them with. What are the problems that they're having? What experiences have they had? What are they dreaming of? Yeah. I can serve both men and women who want to improve their conversion rate on an existing sales page. And they've already done X, Y, Z to get there. It doesn't matter if they're a man or a woman. It's experiences and what they're doing in their businesses. So it's really important not to just be like, well, I serve women over 50 who want to find a second husband. You know what I mean? Like, that's not specific enough. You can't get creepy. You want to get to the point where you almost have a picture. And actually, hold on one second, but you want to have a picture in your head of what this person looks like and what their daily life is. Yes. And so one of the things that I do is, once I get this picture in my head of either my target audience or a client's target audiences, I will go onto one of those free stock photo sites, Pexels, and I will find a picture of somebody that looks like they represent that person.
Nice. I love that.
So I can visually see that person. So when I'm writing to that person. And I understand at a really deep level what their lives are like.
Because you got creepy.
Because I got creepy. Because I had no qualms about socially stalking them. For sure. Nice. For real.
Nice. I love it. I love it. So what's number 3?
All right. Number 3 is poke the bruise.
Ooh, that sounds painful.
It can be. So this is obviously a metaphor,
Mm.
and we'll start with the backstory. So I am very clumsy, plus I have a 4-year-old son who likes to climb on me.
Yeah, we have the same in this household too.
Right? Like, and their little heels dig in.
Mm.
So I usually have a bruise somewhere on my body. And right now it's fading, but I had one on my arm yesterday. And when it happens, you're like, oh, kid, you're digging into my leg or whatever. It hurts.
Yes.
It might hurt for an hour. It might hurt for a day,
Yeah.
depending on how big of a bruise it is. But then after that, it doesn't really hurt anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But you have a nice big round purple mark.
You do.
Now, when you hit that purple mark or you rub on that purple mark, because I don't know about you, but if I see a bruise on my arm, I go, I poke it because you can't not.
Yeah.
It hurts again.
Yes.
And
you
so
think, why did I do that?
Right. Right. But that is a metaphor for how your client or your customer is going through their daily life with regard to the problem that you solve.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's nice.
It doesn't hurt all the time. They're not walking around all day long. We'll go back to our women over 50 who want a second husband. They're not walking around all day being like, where's my second husband? Who's my second husband? Where? Right?
Yes.
They're going on with their daily lives. We're busy. There's a lot going on here.
Yes.
So our job in our marketing and our sales copy is to agitate that pain or poke that bruise, to remind them that this is a problem they have that they at some point desperately wanted to solve and still do, as long as it's at the forefront of their mind.
Yes, as long as it's not pushed away to the back and they're getting on with their day and there's no trigger there.
And a trigger. That's exactly what we're doing, is we're triggering it. We're triggering that pain. We're poking it. We're re-agitating it. We're making it hurt a little bit. Now, can they get to the point where their pain is agitated on their own? Sure. And that's where things like, Google and search marketing come in, because it's very buyer intent based marketing. But if you consider social media, Facebook ads, all of that, where you're interrupting a scroll and interrupting their day, and even email marketing. Yes. Not like they're searching through their emails for a solution. It's popping up. It's interrupting their day. And so we need to get them back into that state of pain so that they're willing to see the solution that we have for them. And it does sound mean.
I was going to say that. What do you say to people when they say that? Doesn't sound very kind.
It's not, but it is.
Yeah. Well, that's true, actually. I mean, it doesn't sound that kind, but actually you are providing a solution to the problem they have.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so you don't want to use this if you're just like, hey, I'm going to make you feel bad about yourself today.
Yes.
Right? It's, hey, I know that you're probably maybe a little tired of being single. Right? We're going to these women.
Yes.
I'm stuck on that example. I can't think of anything else.
So good.
So, we've done the research. We've gotten creepy. We know that they've been single for a while. We know they're recently empty nesters. We know all of this. And so we can talk to that and invite them to imagine what a better life would be if they have a partner to share that with. Yes. You're entering the next chapter of your life. Don't you want to share it with someone? You're at the point where you can, the kids are finally out of the house. You can travel again. Traveling with a buddy is better. All of those things that we can talk to them about. It re-agitates the pain, but then we flip right into inviting them to imagine a better future. And that is that aspirational, that's where we get to be kind.
Yes. Yes. Because we have the solution.
We do.
And we know that we provide value to our clients and customers, and we know that we can serve them at their highest level as well.
Exactly.
Beautiful. Okay, so poke the bruise, not quite as painful as it might initially sound, and actually comes
we're not
with a
sticking our
positive
finger
outcome.
in an open wound.
Yeah,
we're poking a bruise.
Yeah, exactly. So tell me, Alyson, what is number 4?
Number 4 is Homer Simpson.
Okay, I was a big Simpsons fan when I was younger. I've not watched it in recent years, but give us the Homer Simpson.
My husband loves The Simpsons. So Homer Simpson is well known for not necessarily being the brightest.
Yes, right? Very much.
So What we want to do is, it doesn't matter how smart, sophisticated, educated, intelligent, whatever our audience is, we need to act as if they are Homer Simpson. And there's a very good reason for that. Not everybody is always going to have the mental capacity to handle hoops, obstacles, or complication. You're going to get people at the end of a long day. Yes. You're going to get people in the middle of a bad day. You're going to get people when they're busy with 80,000 other things, or maybe they've got a 4-year-old kid climbing over their head while they're scrolling through Facebook looking for 5 minutes of sanity, right?
Yeah, 100%.
If you ask them to give you more mental energy than they have available, you're not going to make that sale. You're not going to get that conversion. You're not going to get the lead. And so we want to, this comes in a couple of ways. The language that you use should be simple enough for them to understand. We don't want to speak down to them, but we don't want to use unnecessarily complicated words or phrases or concepts. I love a metaphor. I am a sucker for a good metaphor. I really have to dial them back in my own sales copy.
Yes.
Right? Because they require mental
energy. They require thought, yeah.
They require thought. But what we also want to do is, when we give them a call to action, we want to tell them step by step what to do next, and then what to expect.
Yes.
So on a landing page, I always put enter your name and your best email in the form below, and your download or whatever will be sent to your inbox.
Yes.
What to do and what happens next.
Yes, nice.
Sales page, I might say hit the big green button right below here, and you'll be taken to a credit card form. Or click the red register now button, and you'll be able to claim access on the next page. Like, really, just, it doesn't have to be complicated. You don't have to give them diagrams, but just tell them specifically what to do and what they can expect to happen after they do it.
Nice.
And Homer Simpson.
I love it. I think I can completely see how that helps, because, you know, I know that I've been in that position with the 4-year-old climbing on me, and I've been on my phone and I've been going, oh, I want to sign up for this thing. Hang on, what? And it's like, oh no, I can't. Hang on, what? No, I can't. Like, I can't deal with it. I cannot figure out what I need to do right now, even though it could be very straightforward, really, if I had the mental capacity at that point to do it. But you're right. Unless it says to me, click here, do this, enter this, at that point, I just do not have the ability. Whereas if I was sitting at my computer during a work day, completely fine. So we're not saying that all our clients and prospects are, you know, dumb or stupid or anything like that. But it's actually what they have the capacity for at that point in time, because we are all busy people. We have crazy lives, and we need to understand that we're interrupting that in most instances.
Yes. I mean, okay, so I consider myself a fairly intelligent person. And I remember, I think it was, maybe my 28th birthday or something. And I still had a job at that time. So I was late for work because of course I was. And I was walking out my door, and I got my shoe, the heel of my shoe stuck in my doorway. And so I fell right out my front door. And of course my neighbors saw me. And then I got stuck in traffic. I was late to work. It was my birthday and nobody remembered. And I was slammed with stuff. I messed up on something. My shoe broke. The one I got stuck broke. The heel broke off. So now I have no shoes. Like, all of this stuff happened before 11 a.m.
What a day. You probably just wanted to go back to bed at that point, didn't you?
I have to tell you, it did not get better from there. It ended with food poisoning.
Oh, your birthday as well. Oh, no. That's horrendous.
Like, on the floor of the restroom.
Oh, no.
Food poisoning.
Oh, no.
And do you think I had any kind of mental capacity for anything complicated? That I barely had mental capacity for simple stuff that day.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what we need to speak to. Because even though that's a really extreme example of what a bad day might look like, you don't know unless you're face to face with them, you do not know what kind of day your person is having.
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
do not know what's going on in the background behind them. Don't know what's going on in their lives or where their brains are.
Yeah.
And I wanted to speak to your, your sign up thing on the phone. There is technology that can help make this easier too.
Yes.
If you're using email marketing and your email marketing provider has the opportunity to do one-click tagging.
Yes.
Right? Imagine getting an email that says, hey, I know you're busy. You probably want to check out this webinar because why wouldn't you? And here's what you're going to discover. If you're in, all you have to do is click
here. Yeah.
Automatically register you and send you the confirmation. Okay, done.
Alyson, that is genius. I am adding that to all our email sequences from now on because our CRM does have the ability to do that. Why have I not thought about that before?
I have not used that functionality as much as I should, but it is really a phenomenal option. And then even if you're advertising, there are options, and I'm not an expert in Facebook ads, so take everything I say after this sentence with a grain of salt, but they have Facebook lead ads where it automatically populates their address. And if that's an option for you that's cost effective and would convert well for your business, try it out.
Yeah.
It removes a barrier.
I love it. I love it. That's awesome. I love the Homer Simpson tip. So we've got 4 down. We've got 4 down so far, and all of them have been absolute gold. So what is number 5?
Don't wimp out.
And
when I speak from a stage, I usually have a slide of this like really skinny guy doing like the muscles.
Oh, yes.
And that's what I see in my head when I say it. But all too often, I see people who really put a lot of effort into building up to the sale and maybe then presenting an offer. And then they're like, okay, you can get it if you want it.
Then kind of retreating back into themselves.
They wimp out. And so don't wimp out. Keep going all the way through the call to action. The people that are reading or watching have gotten this far.
Yeah.
They're into it.
Yes. There's a reason they've stayed.
They've stayed. If or they've read or whatever. They want what you have. They maybe need a little bit of step-by-step instruction, Homer Simpson.
Yes.
To get there. Maybe they have a couple of questions that you can answer at the end of your copy. Or maybe they need to be reminded about the pain that you poked at the beginning.
Nice.
You need to repoke that bruise a little bit. Hey, remember all these awesome things I told you could have? This is your chance.
Yeah, here they are. I'm presenting them to you.
All you have to do is click the big green button. And right? You see how all that starts.
Enter your name and email address. Then we'll send you a confirmation email. Yeah, completely.
It's all starting to work together.
Yes.
Exactly.
I love it.
Really, don't be afraid to make an offer. I think a lot of people they don't want to come across too salesy. They don't want to feel icky about it. Making an offer in itself is not inherently icky or sleazy.
Completely agree. I certainly used to be in this kind of wimp out mode, and I would sort of mumble that I had something available for people at the end, and surprise, surprise, no one buys. So you just self-perpetuate your own worry there because you don't actually sell, so you sell nothing. So you're like, yes, no one wants to buy, but you haven't actually sold. And also on your kind of point of being salesy and that type of thing, I think that you can only be salesy if you're trying to push something on someone that they don't want. Whereas they've turned up to read your stuff or watch your webinar, attend your live stream, whatever it is. Therefore, they are interested already in your solution to the problem they have self-identified that they have. And that's not salesy. That's serving. That's helpful. That's providing value for this person that's already said, I have a problem with this thing.
I knew I liked you. I don't even need to talk. That's exactly it. We are helping our clients, but we're also in business.
Yes.
It's okay to make money in business.
In fact, it's actually necessary because a business makes money and a hobby costs money. We need to make money to be in business.
Right. Yeah. My bank does not take.
It doesn't take Facebook likes for your mortgage.
doesn't know. Facebook likes do not pay my mortgage.
Crazy.
As long as the value that you're delivering is at or higher the investment to work with you,
Completely.
good.
Yeah.
Make that money. Go for it.
Absolutely. Completely agree, Alyson. Completely agree. You are a woman after my own heart with that. Absolutely. Absolutely. Awesome. So no one is wimping out. Who's listening to this podcast? We're not going to wimp out.
No wimping out.
No wimping out. So tell us, what's number 6?
Number 6, Energizer Bunny.
Nice.
Energizer Bunny keeps going and going and going. I've
does.
seen these commercials since I don't even know.
Yes, I don't know. They're the same in the UK. They've been on the TV for my whole life, it seems. Decades. I don't know.
Absolutely, yes. Decades. So what you want to do with your marketing is keep going. What that means is marketing is not a one and done kind of deal.
Yes.
One email, not going to sell out your course. One Facebook post, not going to sell out your stock of physical products if that's what you sell.
Yeah.
One Facebook Live or one Pinterest or one tweet is not going to sell you out.
Yeah, completely.
As much as we wish it would, that's just not how it is.
Yeah.
There is data that says that it can take between 7 and 12 touches before someone makes a buying decision with you. The higher your investment, the longer that is.
Of course.
I have a previous client who sold a high ticket coaching program, a 5-figure coaching program, and someone purchased it after 6 years of following him, signing up for webinars, reading emails, checking out the social. 6 years.
That does not surprise me at all, Alyson. We have people that come to us and sign up as clients that have been on our list for years and years and years as well. Absolutely. So that does not surprise me at all.
It happens to me. People, oh yeah, I saw you speak in 2016. Okay.
Yeah, you're like, oh, right. I had even forgotten I'd done that.
Like, okay, I guess I'll add you to that ROI for that event.
Yes.
And now that doesn't mean that it's going to be 6 years for everyone. I also have people that are like, oh, I heard about you yesterday. I'd like to hire you today. Great. Really? Not everybody is going to be ready to work with you at the very moment that you're launching or ready to work with them.
Yes.
So engaging your list continually, providing content, those are all important things. Also giving them opportunities to engage with you via webinar or other lead magnet, right? Have them re-raise their hand every once in a while. Yes, I'm interested in this. Yes, I want that. And also giving them offers. Hey, I've got this going on. Hey, I've got that going on. So content plus offers are really important for a full nurture sequence. But you also, if you're in a promotional period, multiple messages, multiple media.
Yes.
Everybody's got a social following, even if it's 5 people plus your mom.
Yeah.
And if you don't have an email list, get on it.
Get one. Yes, 100%.
But, don't just rely on one or the other. I see a lot of people who are like, oh no, my list is on Instagram. Okay, great. What if Instagram goes out of business tomorrow?
Yeah. Or just blocks you, just shuts you down.
Right. Or they decide, like, do you remember, I don't know, 7 or 8 years ago, if you had a Facebook page, it was like free money.
Oh yeah, completely. You could get however many followers you wanted, and basically every single one saw every single post you made.
That is not the case anymore.
Not even close.
So the platform's rules are always changing. I remember seeing a video from a YouTuber. And she posted a video fully in tears. She was a YouTube influencer and her channel got shut down. And she basically was like, I have no money. I have no income. This was my whole life. And
presumably no way of contacting those subscribers because she hadn't built an email list from them.
Exactly. So, I'm not trying to scare anyone. Social media is awesome. I use it.
Yeah.
It's part of a more global marketing plan. I don't just email people and I don't just post on social. I pull it all together.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and that also adds to your touches as well. So in terms of how many times people see you, well, they're getting a weekly email and you're doing a weekly live stream and you're posting on you know, they're following you on 3 different channels and you're posting on there daily, and all these bits are starting to come together for them. So in some instances, it can also shorten the buying cycle because they've now got their 15 touches within 2 weeks rather than within 15 weeks.
Right, exactly. So there's a lot to be said for just keep going. It also can refer to that feeling when you launch something and maybe one person buys.
Yeah.
And you've put some effort and blood, sweat, and tears into it.
Possibly literally.
Yeah, it's happened to me.
Yeah, me too.
I launched a product and 3 people bought, and whoop-de-doo, you know?
Yeah,
like,
me too.
I was like,
me too, exactly the same. And you kind of go, is it even worth running this product now? I don't,
right.
What do I do here?
Right. And so then you can make the decision. Do I refocus it? Do I remarket it? Mm-hmm. In my case, I kind of did a couple of different things. I JV'd with someone to sell it, which I still didn't go very well. And I piecemealed it out into smaller offers that can be a little more targeted. So just keep going. Like there's a lot of talk about, and I'm going to say a phrase, a tagline that people may recognize, being, you know, that one funnel away thing.
Yes.
You might be one funnel away. You might also be 30 funnels away.
You may, very easily. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't need, you're not going to hit it out of the park every time.
Yeah.
But if you do the Energizer bunny thing, stay focused on the things that you're focusing on. It's really easy to get super scattered. And be like, okay, well, I'm going to do Pinterest and I'm going to do Instagram and I'm going to do this and that and this and that. And I'm going to follow this guy and try and just kind of throw everything at a wall and see what sticks. You're never going to get really good or proficient at any of them. Yeah. And so you're going to get slower. You're going to be slower to get results.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And also it's the thing, isn't it, that business is for the long run.
Yeah, it's a long game.
Business is not something that you start and then a year later you're like, oh, 10 million, I can retire. Right. It's, you know, it's a long game that we're playing here, whether that is financially, whether that is for the impact we have in the world, whatever that vision is for us. Right. But it may take time. It usually takes time because we also make a lot of mistakes along the way and we do need to keep going. We do need that Energizer bunny mentality to keep the wheels moving at that point.
Yes, and you learn a lot. I am not the same person. I'm not the same copywriter that I was when I started 13 years ago.
No, me neither.
Not at all. And I don't have the same audience. I don't have the same specialty. I've grown.
Yeah, of course.
We'll throw in a little bonus phrase 7 because I love saying this. You mentioned that, you know, you're not going to go from 0 to 10 million overnight. We can all think of people who claim that they have, right? Claim or have, I make no judgments there. Yeah. But that's their highlight reel. They're the best. Right? So we're on video right now and behind me is a curated backdrop.
Of course.
It's my office. It's my real office, but what you can't see is the mess hiding behind my desk.
Yeah, completely.
Mess in front of me that gets shoved to the side when I know I'm going to be on camera.
Yeah.
I have a specific like I actually just took a towel and wiped off this desk.
Of course.
That's, you know, there's a stack of books behind me that are actually twisted fairy tales from the library, but they look like business books because you can't really, like I've curated my background.
Yeah, completely.
So if you look at my video, you see this put together.
And this Instagram worthy life.
If you look at my office, you think, wow, how long has it been since that bomb went off and why is it so dusty in here?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah,
that's my blooper reel. That's my reality.
Yes.
And if I compare someone else's highlight or Instagram or whatever to my reality, my blooper reel, I'm always going to feel like I'm left wanting.
100%.
So don't compare your blooper reel to someone else's highlights.
I love that, Alyson. I think that's an incredible message for pretty much anyone on social, not just business owners, but from our own, you know, mental health perspective.
Absolutely.
You know, if we start, Yes, exactly. If we start comparing, the beautiful stuff that we see all around to the realities of life, actually, that ends up with us not being in a particularly great place. And like you said, we hear these people that maybe have got 10 million overnight, but what actually happened before the 0 to 10 million overnight? Did they work for 20 years before to make connections and, all these kinds of things that we just don't get highlighted in the highlight reel?
Exactly. I think of it like a high school reunion.
Yes.
You go to your high school reunion, you're not going to go there and tell them all the crap about your life.
No, and you're not going to wear your crappiest clothes and your stuffed up shoes.
You're going to try and lose 10 pounds beforehand.
Exactly.
And that is what everyone does everywhere all the time. We always want to present our best selves, and there's no harm in that. There's no shame in wanting to present your best self to the world, but just keep in mind that everyone is doing that. Yeah. And so don't compare their best self to your worst self. We all do that too.
Yeah. That's an incredible piece of advice. Absolutely. I love it, Alyson. Well, I think that our listeners will have got a ton of things to take away. I certainly know that we have. And I know that as soon as we finish recording this, I am putting this over to my team. And I'm saying, we also not only need to edit this podcast, we need to implement everything that Alyson has said in this episode, because it's given us some real gold. So thank you so much for coming on to Uncover Wealth Radio, Alyson. I massively appreciate it.
Thank you so much. I really had a good time.
Me too. It was a lot of fun.
Thanks.
Awesome.